Well, will it work again? Welcome back to the Renewed Homestead, everybody. I'm Ben.
I'm Denise.
And we are planting potatoes.
Taters precious.
What's potatoes precious?
She cannot say potatoes without adding precious. Anyway, so we're going to go through, show you how we did it last year, but we didn't record it, unfortunately. And we showed you how we stored them. And we got some questions about, well, did you show planting? Well, we were in such a hurry last year this time to get everything done, fencing up, just to get something in the ground. So it
because last year this was grass.
It was all grass. Yeah.
This had never had a garden on it. There was actually a shop on it at one point, but it was all grass. Never had a garden, so we had to get everything up and get the fence up and get a garden started.
Clifford came over with his tractor, and I forget what they call it, but it's basically kind of like a rake, but it would dig way down in and pull out some massive rocks. That helped us get it leveled off. And
yeah, we tilled the first year. We don't plan on tilling again because we don't want to disturb the topsoil. But when you're first starting a garden, especially when there's a lot of grass and a lot of rocks you need to get out, I believe at that point tilling is necessary. So we did that here. We're going to start a larger corn garden for field corn for our own animals. In the front that will need to be tilled, but typically we don't do tilling. But when you're starting, it's sometimes necessary.
Almost not even tilling; it's more leveling, really. Just banking those rocks out of there and kind of breaking up the grass so we can, because you saw us do it. We put all the cardboard down and mulch and everything, so that will hopefully, squash out any grass that's coming up.
Yeah, and then we're getting ground covers established so they can start to take off and come back year after year. So that'll be one of the things that will help tamp down on weeds, just like in the food forest.
Yep. So anyway, let's take you along here. We'll get these potatoes in the ground, and it's supposed to rain this afternoon, so hopefully we'll get done and it'll rain and the timing will be perfect.
Perfect timing.
Anyway, let's go plant.
Look at that one.
That's a big one.
So
if this makes it in, we're going through this box of, we believe, russet potatoes that our wonderful neighbors gave us because they had too many. And we're going through some of the potatoes we took out of our root cellar trash can that have started to sprout, and they're going to go in for a second generation of potatoes. That's the part I'm really excited about, because if we can just keep growing the same ones year after year, all the better, more self-sufficient.
Now, when you are doing seed potatoes, typically you want to make sure that there are two eyes on the area that you're cutting that you're going to plant. And I believe that is because if one doesn't propagate, the other does. Is that correct, Ben?
That's my understanding. Just kind of two is one, one is none. So that same principle with planting your seed potatoes.
Yeah, it is recommended that you lay these out in a darker area so they can start to sprout eyes. I've heard where you want indirect light. I've heard where you don't want any light, but I can tell you from what our neighbors have told us and what I have experienced, they've got their potatoes in a dark area and they've got eyes like crazy, got eyes for days. So next year, when we have the space, we can either put them in the greenhouse once that's up, or we can lay them out on a table in the shop in a dark area and start to let those grow eyes. Unfortunately, this year we just did not have the space to do it. So hopefully we will have the space, well, we should have the space next year to start getting more seed potatoes.
I mean, good grief, your potatoes that you put under the sink in your house in the bag from the grocery store, they start sprouting eyes. So far, and I'll probably regret saying this, it's like saying the Q word at work, quiet. So far, potatoes actually been pretty easy. Put them in the ground, we cover them up with the straw, we're gonna walk you through that. They take off. I mean, these things just crazy sprouted.
Well, we did have, last year we did do seed potatoes from Stark Bros.
Yes, Stark Bros.
So I don't know if that was why. I don't know.
But we also got Kennebec and some
We
red
did, that's
potatoes
true.
from our neighbor Larry, and those took off as well.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, we know a lot of people, you have to take the fork and you have to dig underneath and grab the potatoes. The method that we did last year, it was the first year we'd ever grown potatoes. We did a lot of research and looked at the Ruth Stout method, and everybody was amazed at how easy it was to harvest the potatoes. So we'll take you through and show you that process.
Less work, more production, and without having the potatoes growing in the ground and fighting rocks and things like that and getting all deformed. Most of our potatoes are really very symmetrical. I mean, kind of cool. Like I said in the other video, Larry and his brother Clifford were over when I was pulling some out, and they were just kind of shaking their head and smiling like, why haven't we been doing this all along? We've been out there with the plow pulling them up out of the ground and breaking the dirt off. And
Well, and hopefully we have the same success this year that we did last year.
That's why I say, hopefully I don't regret saying that. Is this all of them?
That's it.
That's it?
That's it so far.
Uh-oh. Oh, the great potato famine.
Wow, but we'll probably get more, and then we can plant those on the opposite side.
You would think by now she would know not better than to take me literally.
Okay, so what we have here is several layers of straw, and then because we had some on hand, we used hay. It is recommended that you use straw because hay does have seed in it. Last year we used some, and of course it's starting to get windy now that we're recording, right? Last year we actually had a round bale of hay that someone had given us that was starting to rot. It had been sitting there a while, and we had rolled that out. And we did get some weeds in it, but we got like those Tommy Toe tomatoes. And I mean, we had a tomato bush like crazy in here.
The thing was probably, what, 10 feet wide
Oh,
by the end of the
easy.
season?
Easy.
All over the place.
So we didn't mind that weed coming up.
And we did save those seeds.
Yes, we did. And so what we did here, as y'all know, I did the deep litter method in the chicken coop. Didn't work very well, but I think I had it started late. But what I did do was take all of that straw that was in the chicken coop, and I laid it out over the potato bed. And then from there, we let it sit a while. And then we planted the hay over it because that's what we had on hand to go ahead and just add a different layer. So all of those nutrients and everything that was in the straw from the chicken coop is now sitting in the potato bed. And before I put the straw down, I did add compost just to replenish the nutrients from last year. This year we got so busy that I actually forgot to plant a cover crop, so that will not happen this next year. I'll go ahead and plant a fall cover crop in here just to kind of replace some of the nutrients. But I did put compost down. Then we put all of that deep litter straw that was in the chicken coop, laid it out, let it rest for a while, and then we just laid the hay out. So now what we're gonna do is just go ahead and plant the potatoes exactly like we did last year. And again, this is the Ruth Stout method, and she recommends straw over hay, but we're using what we have on hand.
Yep. And this, like she said, we rolled out that hay last year, and it's gone. It broke down. All that over the season and the snow and everything. It's just all beautiful black dirt. So I mean, it's not that this is without any nutrients, without that cover crop, but we want to improve that because it just means better harvest next season. But so
Exactly.
And we are going to plant these about a foot apart.
Yeah, 12 to 18 inches is what they recommend. Obviously, if you have smaller potatoes, they won't need as much space. But if the potatoes are too close together, it can obviously restrict the growth. So 12 to 18 inches is typically what they recommend.
Yeah, and these plants get big. I mean, this whole area was just filled. I mean, we couldn't get in to harvest those little tummy toes because the potato plants were so big. So
yeah, it was exciting.
It was.
We love potatoes. We are Irish through and through. We absolutely love taters.
Yep, and we didn't pay a penny for any of these.
No, actually, nope.
In money.
In money,
Paid in time. That's expected.
Absolutely.
So, all right, let's get these things in the ground.
All right.
All right.
All right.
So, and on this side where you see a gap.
Yeah.
What?
Dividing, division, whatever.
Delineage. Is that the right word?
Delineation?
Delineation. Yeah. She's the wordsmith. I'm the spell check guy. We've got garlic down there. It's a long way around to say we've got garlic down there. So potatoes will be on this end. And this is where that other tomato plant was. I'm really certain we will see that pop up. So, all right. So roughly a foot apart.
And that's the one that, okay.
And now the eyes down, eyes up, doesn't matter?
Nope, eyes up.
Eyes up.
Because you want the stem to be able to grow upwards. So what we do, we lift the straw and we put the potato underneath and then we cover it back up. Now the trick is here to remember where you placed it so that you can go 12 to 18 inches apart. And my fingers, my width is about 5 to 6 inches. So I'm going about a foot. So right here.
And my shoe size is just about a foot. So, yep.
Yep. So right here.
Okay. Dig down to the ground. And
yep. Dig all the way through it. And you want several inches so the potatoes have room to grow. And the beautiful thing is the dirt underneath here is very soft. It's very lush. Just that hay breaking down did amazing things for it. So the row is right here, I believe, right?
Yep.
I'm just gonna set this here for now. Let me find a rock.
There's one right here. There's a pretty white one.
Wanted to grab a big one. That's a good size too.
I'm gonna mark it on this end, or?
If you want. I just mainly wanted to mark it here.
All right, so now we need to go a foot over.
Yep, which... You might be wondering, we use socks to delineate our rows. We have a lot of rock, so...
I thought she said socks. I'm like, what socks?
No, rock.
Rocks.
We have plenty, so might as well take advantage of what we've got a plethora of on the property.
Ah, there's a worm. There's a worm. Hi, worm.
Yay. Hi, wormykins.
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 She has kins to most everything. Lammykins.
Lammykins.
Chickenkins.
Oh, I don't say chickenkins. I said lammykins.
No, she doesn't call me honeykins.
No, I don't. Oh. I could if you want me to.
No, I was going to say that would have been a deal breaker. Nope. Good.
All right, so to recap, we have several inches of straw, and then we did put some hay on top just because we had it. They do recommend just using straw.
And compost in there.
Yes, a lot of that's composting straw.
Right. So there's the compost, the straw.
Yeah, so I put compost down, then we put straw from the chicken coops that have been out here for a little bit.
And good soil.
Yep, take the potato, eyes up.
Eyes up.
Bury it, cover it with straw or hay. Like I said, straw is recommended because hay has seeds, but we're using what we have on hand. And it's easy as that.
Okay, well, we got them all on the ground, beat the rain, and now we're growing. I'm ready for more potatoes.
Yes, so as you saw there, just to recap, this is the Ruth Stout method. We did this last year with amazing results, so we are hoping to mimic that this year. Fingers crossed and prayers.
Ruth Stout. I always think, cheers, big stout beer. But
Cheers.
He doesn't
Chewy.
like dark beer.
chewy beer.
I like dark beer.
Nah.
I'm Irish and German.
I'm not a huge beer fan anyway. So, anyway,
Yeah.
okay. Anything else? If any of you have done this, let us know how yours did. I know we're all in different zones, climates, and all that. Just curious how everybody else is doing. This was really easy the first year, and we're praying that it's just as easy and fruitful as it was last year. So
Yeah, we've got a lot of potatoes last year, which is good. We like a lot of potatoes.
yeah. And,
So
and this coming year, we'll have a kitchen we can actually cook them in.
Yay! So excited.
So close on the house. Maybe this weekend we might get our bed moved into the house, get that paint on the wall, and
Well, primer for it. We've got to get the drywall primer on to keep it protected.
but the bedroom primer is on. We have the paint for the bedroom, so we could get that painted
Yes.
and put the bed in. And there's a toilet in there, but there's no sink, so
We'll get
So
there.
close, so
We'll
close.
get there.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
all right. Any other tips, advice?
No, I think we're good. We will take you along this summer as these grow and show you how they're doing. We did do, and I'll show you. So in the main bed, we did put them about 12 inches apart or so because they were bigger potatoes.
Yep.
And then we actually had a lot more seed potatoes than we had anticipated. So we've got more straw in the middle. And we went ahead and planted them a lot closer. What do they call high yield planting? I know there's a
it
term
always-
I can't think of it, but it's where you grow things a lot closer together. So we went ahead and put those in the middle, closer together, just to see what happens. We had the extra seed potatoes, so we said, heck, why not?
Might as well.
Yeah.
Worst that's going to happen is there'll be smaller potatoes.
Yes. So yeah.
Yeah. What is that? High yield?
I'll have to put. If I can find it, I'll put a title in.
Yeah, that's especially good for like urban gardeners where you are very limited on space and you can get more plants in there.
Yeah, and my gardener talks a lot about it.
Yeah, we've got space, but we don't because we've got plants for the other area of the garden. So
Yes. Yes, but we'll take you along and we'll show you how it does this summer.
yeah, absolutely. Remember, we're over on Rumble, so if you're on Rumble, check us out. Subscribe over there too,
Yes.
and
Make sure you're still subscribed.
Yes.
We do know the YouTube algorithm gets weird and unsubscribes people. So just make sure you're subscribed. And if you're not, please subscribe. It helps the channel.
Thumbs up.
Make sure you like the video. That also helps the channel greatly. So
yes, and comments. Your comments help too.
yes.
So
we enjoy reading the comments.
Well, we do. I was talking to a coworker who found out about my channel. He's like, I've been growing a garden for 12 years and my plants keep dying. And he's out in California, so we were talking a little bit. And he's like, well, I'll probably post dumb questions, but answer them anyway. I'm like, there's no dumb questions. And if I don't have an answer, maybe we can learn together. So
Maybe then if we don't have the answer, the community often does.
that's true.
So
That's true.
yes,
Good group of people. So,
absolutely.
anyway, hey, make sure those pets are spayed and neutered, right? Okay. Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. God bless, and we will see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.